on? So we're back here with Josh for his Combat Insiders. I got via Skype here. We got Tara, the Tiny Terror Graff. She is making her pro debut this weekend. Tara, what's going on?
Hey, how are you? Good to finally catch up with you.
Yeah, I know. You know what? And it's just been kind of crazy and schedule. I know you're busy with probably getting everything ready. I guess real quick. I mean, how was camp? How was everything getting ready for it? Did you prepare any differently, being that it's a pro fight, or is it just kind of like, is it only kind of by name only, and you're still kind of everything else is pretty much the same as far as preparation goes?
No, I mean, this camp's been pretty much the same as normal. I training for anything and everything. So, I mean, yeah, I'm taking that next step up and making my pro debut. But, I always push myself. I always want to work as hard as I can to the best of my ability. So, this is just another fight.
But does it feel like it feels like another fight? So it really doesn't feel any different to you, really, any other way other than it's just being professional versus your amateur?
Honestly, pretty much. I don't feel any different. I feel the same as going into the cage last time.
Yeah.
I don't like to overthink things. I'm going in there, I'm doing what I love, and I'm gonna have fun doing it.
Yeah.
And get paid. What a bonus,
Yeah. Yeah, so and it's with King of the Cage too. So I guess, is this King of the Cage? Is this their first time on the East Coast? I know they don't come to the East Coast a whole lot, right?
No, not, but it's their first time in Maryland. So I'm really excited that they asked me to be on this card because it's huge. It's huge.
And
it's the first time I think Maryland Live Casino is doing any kind of MMA.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get boxing in and there. And first time King of the Cage has been to Maryland, so it's big. It's nice. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's really awesome. That's a really big deal. I remember going to, me and my wife, we actually traveled up there. I want to say it was like the first or second weekend the Maryland Live Casino was open, just on a little side story note there. And let me tell you, like, it was insane. It wasn't even like it was built and it was operational, but there was a lot of stuff they were still building on, but they opened up, I don't know, I want to say about half of it early, I guess. I don't know. But we went up there and it was nuts. I mean, we waited like 2 hours just to get into the freaking casino, and by the time we got in there, it was so crowded. Like, we just wanted to leave.
Big ones around. So,
yeah.
I mean, now I think there's a couple other ones. So it's still going to be busy and it's still going to be, action packed, but it's not going to be, I think, as crazy as it was. But, yeah, definitely going to be filled.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I guess talk a little bit about your interest kind of getting into MMA, and the same thing I always ask people: what makes you want to punch people in the face for a living? What kind of got you? I guess, on that path.
I mean, honestly, it's multiple things. Why do I like to do it? It's a form of an art. It's not just going out there and punching somebody in the face. To me, it's an art. I want to see who's better at it. I'm a very competitive person. And it's mixed, that's what I really like about it. So not one style is concentrated on, it's, you got to be ready for everything. And I like that. What got me into it? I've always been into, mixed martial arts, the UFC. I've always been a very athletic person.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't start training myself until about a little over 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a rough road. It's been a very short, for some people's eyes, session, or not session, but career. But I'm ready. I'm a fast learner, and it's what I love to do. So.
Yeah, I've seen several of your fights. I looked them up. You're very, very, very aggressive. You get very aggressive in there. That's all I'm gonna say. It's funny because I met you and Mike back in Atlantic City for the MMA Pro League thing that he was on, and you're so nice and you come off, you're very nice, this sweet personality. Then it's like you're just like decking people, and you know, it's really insane. Like I said the same. Who was I watching this past weekend? Because we've talked to her before. Aspen Ladd. You know, she just beat up Tanya Evinger on 229, and then like she is one of the nicest, sweetest people you'll ever meet, and like it's you wouldn't even think. I don't know, man. Like you think maybe like she's a I don't know, like maybe like a school teacher or something. I don't even know. Nothing wrong with being a school teacher, but I'm just saying like
they don't hate my opponent, you know.
Right.
It's, like I said, it's a sport, it's an art. I want to be better at it. But honestly, I can say I'm probably friends with everybody that I've even fought. Like my girl PK, she was my second fight. You know, we talk all the time now. You know, it's not for me. It's not like aggressive. Yeah, when I'm in the cage, it's a different mindset. Like it's on, you know. But why be grumpy? You know, why be upset? You got to have fun. That's what you love to do.
Is it easy for you to, I guess, is it easy to not take it personally? And it's almost like, do you kind of have the mentality of it's just business per se? Like I said, it's just competition. It's just business. There's nothing personal in this.
Take your hand. You know, you are putting in as much effort and as much training and hard work and dedicating yourself to this as I am. Yeah. I have mutual respect for anybody that steps into that cage.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, some people, you know, rub me the wrong way a little bit, but I still respect them. It's tough. It's not easy.
So you mentioned, you know, like you grew up watching, you liked MMA and UFC and stuff like that. Was there anybody in particular that, you know, you kind of, I guess, kind of looked up to or kind of modeled yourself after or anything like that?
Honestly, not really. I'm me. I don't really want to be anybody else. Okay, so as far as a role model, I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's cliche, but Ronda Rousey actually opened the door wide open for us female MMA.
100%.
You know, it's crazy how many people actually started following UFC and actually paying attention to mixed martial arts after she signed with UFC.
Yeah.
You know, she's done wonders for this sport. You know, love her or hate her, you can't deny that, you know, and for a female, it's opened the doors for us. Look how big it's become.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, you know, as a recent, I would definitely say Ronda because she's done a lot for this sport for females.
Yeah, 100%. You know, my God, you know, Dana White would talk about, you know, he used to say for years, you know, I'll never do women's MMA. And, you know, like he said, it all changed. As soon as he met Ronda Rousey, he's like, he just knew something was different. Yes, like something was different about her. And my God, you know, these girls are having better fights than most of the guys, to be honest with you. You know, they're pulling in better fights. They're pulling in, their numbers are, you know, just as good. And I mean, my God, Cyborg Amanda Nunes coming up. That's going to be huge.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be a bloodbath. That's going to be crazy.
You know, me and Nick were talking about that fight. You know, and it's a tough one to call. It's you've got Cyborg, who is super aggressive and just keeps coming at you, and then you have Amanda Nunes, who is more of she's a little more of a counterpuncher and picks her shots, but she's really heavy-handed, and I dare say she's heavier-handed than Cyborg is. Not to say that Cyborg doesn't have that one-punch knockout power, but
it's gonna be a great fight.
It is.
Sure.
I'm tell you what, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited for that fight. I'm glad they made it because there was a time period we didn't think it was going to get made because at one point they were going to do it, then one of them backed out. It was going to get made again. The other one backed out. Blah blah blah. But I guess that's kind of the game at this point.
Know about that.
Yeah. You know, and I guess so. Come up this Saturday. I guess tell us a little bit about your opponent. You know, maybe any strategy that you want to talk about going into it. Of course, you don't have to talk about the strategy, but you know, just curious, like what's your approach? I guess this weekend.
To be honest with you, I really don't know much about her. I don't. The only thing that I really 100% know is she's a southpaw. That's
Mm,
about it. Um, I typically don't like to study my opponent like most people do. Yeah, it might be strange, but I don't. I like to work on myself. Pick my game apart.
right.
Think about any holes. I look at it this way. I have come so far in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Even from my last fight or 2 fights ago,
Yeah.
I'm a different person.
Yeah.
And if somebody's watching that film, you're going to be surprised. There's a lot of other things that I do now. It's not, just, the same old Tara. And I look at my opponent that way. I think they're going to change too. They're going to grow. They're going to get better.
Right. Right.
So if I go into the cage expecting, oh, this is what she throws after I throw this, and then I have to block this kick, and she's going to do that, I'm going to mess myself all up. So I don't even worry about that. I work on me and, my offense, my defense,
Yeah.
and expect anything and everything. That's the way I see it. Some people don't agree, but that's what's best for me. I definitely I've watched her one time just to kind of see, okay, now I'm done.
Right.
And, I let my coaches do that work. That's for them to study the film and correct my movements and tell me what I need to work on and stuff like that. But as far as myself, no. And to be honest with you, when you watch somebody's video, I think that kind of gets in your head.
I could see that. Yeah. It's interesting you say that because I've heard a couple different people talk about that, how they don't watch video of their opponent going in. It's almost like it's almost like you were saying. It's almost like you want to prepare the best version of yourself versus, say, adapting what works for you. It's almost like if you watch too much tape of the guy or girl or whatever, like if you're watching too much tape and you want to basically counter that style, it almost changes what you're doing sometimes, I think. And I think sometimes instead of it being the best version of you, you're more catering to their style versus you making them fight your style, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. That you're 100% correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just seems like to me, if I was doing it, I mean, I feel like I would rather want them to try to worry about what I'm doing
Yeah.
versus me worrying about what they're doing.
Yeah, you keep them guessing, keep them on their toes. They're not going to know what's coming next.
So I guess any loose plan, or you're just going to go in there and start her? I mean, what's the deal here?
No, I mean, I've been working a few things, and if I don't finish it in round one, you'll see a different side of me. That's all. I'll leave it there.
So what's the future? Let's just say Saturday night, is a success for you, and you're moving forward. Where do you see yourself 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line? Where do you see yourself with this sport?
I mean, I'm not gonna stop. Yeah, I'm getting older, but I'm not gonna stop. It's what I love to do. I'm just gonna keep climbing. I'm gonna keep pushing myself as hard as I can and keep working. Until my body says no, I'm gonna keep going. So wherever that takes me, let's do it.
Any shout outs or anything? Any sponsors, anything like that?
I always want to give some love to my team at Royal Martial Arts. They're my family, my backbone. They help me, especially my coaches, Mike and Jesse. You guys mean the world to me. I wouldn't be here without you. You guys have pushed me significantly. I know sometimes I'm a grumpy ass, but they keep me level headed. Keep me focused, and I love them all. I do. My family, my friends, everybody that has been supportive for me over the last couple years, it's been a rough road. I really appreciate all of you, and you all are, you know, what makes me me. My boys and little Piper, you guys push me more than you know. Yeah, I want to be the best role model, for my kids, and I want them to be able to look at me and be like, "That's my mom." um, yeah. Everybody, I just thank you for being there for me and taking this journey up to the next level with me. Mike Pagano, he's been my rock. He's been, yeah, I've been grumpy, so he's been right there with me and helping me through a lot of things. So I love you. Thank you for everything. But other than that, I'm ready to rock it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's awesome to be to kind of have that ground, to be grounded and have that support. So that's awesome. You got that, and good luck to you on Saturday night.
Thank you. Thank
Tara,
you.
the tiny Tara Graff, king of the cage. Don't miss it.
That's right.
All right.